The human widower Janitor was teaching his quiet alien daughters when the Empress stepped in and everything changed. The maintenance wing of the Imperial Academy was always quietest after sunset. The students had gone, the instructors dismissed, and only the faint hum of circulation fans echoed through the tiled halls. It was in this hush that Marcus Hale worked, mop in one hand, his two adopted daughters watching from the corner. He was a widower and a janitor, titles that carried little weight in a galaxy ruled by courts and empires. Yet to the twins, Lyra and Senna, he was the only universe that mattered. The girls were not human. Their skin shimmered with faint lavender, their eyes glowed faint silver in dim light, and their voices rarely rose above a whisper. More than that, they were deaf by birth, a trait that had marked them as imperfect among their own people. Left to die on a mining moon, Marcus had found them while fixing a collapsed power conduit years earlier. His wife, before she passed, had urged him to take them in. He did. Now, years later, he was still teaching them. Letters traced on chalkboards long after his shift, hand signs improvised so they could communicate. Where the Empire saw weakness, Marcus saw promise. It was on one such evening, as chalk dust filled the dim classroom, that everything changed. Beginning, the janitor and the quiet ones. Marcus had grown accustomed to invisibility. Nobles passed him without notice, instructors ignored him, and even the students of the academy looked through him as if he were part of the walls. That suited him fine. Each night, after sweeping floors and polishing silver doors, he would sit the twins down and teach them. He showed them old Earth history, fragments of mathematics, even songs. Though they could not hear, they felt rhythm in their bones when he drummed his hands on desks. The girls learned quickly. Senna was quiet but sharp, picking up patterns faster than Marcus could teach. Lyra, more curious, often tilted her head at symbols as if trying to decode their hidden meanings. They were his world, but in the Empire's eyes, he was no one. The Empress herself had never set foot in the Academy's maintenance wing. She was a distant figure, a star glimpsed through clouds, her presence felt only through decrees. Marcus had never imagined she would even know his name. Middle, the Empress arrives. That night, however, the silence broke. The great doors hissed open, and into the dim room stepped attendants clad in gold. Behind them, cloaked in silver-threaded robes, came the Empress of Zalera. Her gaze swept across the room like a blade, cold and assessing. Marcus froze, mop still in hand. The girls shrank back, clutching each other. "What is this?" the Empress asked, her voice steady as the tide. "A janitor teaching alien children in my academy?" Marcus wanted to bow, to stammer apologies, but something in her tone bristled inside him. He straightened instead. "They're my daughters," he said. "I teach them because no one else will." The attendants muttered. A nobleman scoffed. But the Empress raised her hand, silencing them. She studied the girls. Lyra met her gaze fearlessly, while Senna's silver eyes flickered away. The Empress tilted her head, curious. "They do not speak?" she asked. "They cannot hear," Marcus replied, his voice quieter now. "But they understand more than anyone gives them credit for." For the first time, the Empress's expression shifted, not anger, not pity, but something unreadable. She stepped forward, lowering herself to the twins' level. With slow, deliberate movements, she mirrored one of their hand signs, a gesture Marcus had taught them for safe. Senna blinked. Lyra smiled faintly. They responded with the same sign. The Empress's eyes widened. A test of shadows. In the days that followed, rumors swirled. The Empress had seen something in the girls, though no one knew what. She summoned Marcus and his daughters to the palace, a place far removed from their modest quarters. There, she revealed the truth. "The Empire trembles," she said. "There are whispers of rebellion, assassins hidden in courts, secrets that even my spies cannot uncover. These children, though silent, may be more valuable than you know." Marcus frowned. "They're just girls." "Not just," the Empress corrected. "The deaf are immune to certain manipulations, sonic commands, hypnotic frequencies, the tools our enemies wield. They may hear nothing, but in silence lies strength." She demanded a test. In a vast hall, assassins trained with weapons that emitted shrieking frequencies designed to incapacitate soldiers. Nobles and guards collapsed under the sound. But Lyra and Senna stood untouched, their eyes wide but their bodies steady. The Empress turned to Marcus. "Do you see? They are not broken. They are shields. They are weapons." Marcus's jaw tightened. He did not like the word weapon. But he could not deny the truth. His daughters had a gift the Empire desperately needed. Conflict, a father's choice. The Empress offered Marcus a bargain. "Train them under me. Let them serve the Empire. They will be protected, honored, remembered." But Marcus knew what that meant. His daughters would no longer be his. They would become instruments of the state, tools in a war they did not understand. That night, he sat with the girls in their chamber. He traced words on parchment, simple questions. "Do you want this life? Do you want to fight?" Senna shook her head, tears welling. Lyra hesitated, then touched her chest, as if torn between loyalty to her father and curiosity about her destiny. Marcus pulled them close. "You are not weapons," he whispered. "You are my children." But the Empress was not a woman easily defied. The siege. The choice was made for them when the rebellion struck. In the dead of night, palace alarms blared. Shadows poured through corridors, assassins armed with sonic disruptors. Guards crumpled, bleeding from their ears. Marcus grabbed his daughters and tried to flee. But in the great hall, they were cornered. The assassins raised their weapons, releasing frequencies that made stone tremble. Marcus fell to his knees, clutching his skull. The twins did not falter. Senna tugged at Marcus's sleeve, pointing. Lyra grabbed a fallen staff.
Together they advanced.
Where others writhed in agony, they moved freely, striking at assassins blinded by their own arrogance. The Empress herself arrived, blade drawn, astonished to see the girls holding their ground. Marcus forced himself up, staggering, and joined them. Together, father, daughters, and ruler, they fought through the tide. When the last assassin fell, silence returned. Ending, everything changed. At dawn, the palace was scarred but standing. The rebellion had been crushed, but the story spread. 2 deaf alien girls had turned the tide when all others failed. The Empress declared them heroes. Statues would be raised, honors bestowed. She turned to Marcus, her eyes softer than before. "You gave them love," she said, "and love has made them strong. The Empire owes you a debt." Marcus shook his head. "I don't want debt. I just want them safe." The Empress considered this. Finally, she nodded. "Then safe they shall be. But know this, the world will see them as symbols now. That cannot be undone." Marcus looked at his daughters. Senna clung to his side, weary but alive. Lyra, eyes bright, seemed older somehow, as if she understood the weight of what had happened. And that was enough.